Let us first pay homage to our lineage gurus. Homage to Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Chen Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. Homage to Master Tupten Darji. Homage to the three jewels of the shrine. Homage to the main deity of today's Dharma ceremony. Namo Amitabha Tathagata of the Western Paradise. Shimu Tenzin Gyatso Rinpoche. All masters, senior reverends, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, chapter chairpersons, and all disciples, and all viewers over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi, everyone. Grandmaster greets in Taiwanese dialect and Vietnamese and Japanese, Spanish, So just now, we carried out the deliverance of the 1,000 Dharma vessels. And today, the main focus is to deliver all the Bardo spirits who registered so that they can ascend to the Pure Land of the Buddhas. Today's Bardo deliverance was very powerful. And it also has accomplishment. There are also many people who can see their own ancestors being delivered to the Pure Land of the Buddhas. Every time during Ulaanbaatar, during the 7th lunar month of universal deliverance, at the beginning of the year, we would usually do praying for blessings, but when we, around the time of the lunar 7th month, we would do deliverance, Bardo deliverance. And the Bardo deliverance this time was very perfect. And also, we would like to thank a lot of devotees who really put in their heart in combining the effort, the energy of all everyone. The power is limitless. So it can be said that this Bardo deliverance is not my own effort. It's the effort of all the masters, all the reverends, all disciples, together with one heart, to help the Bardo beings. The combined power becomes infinite. and is able to deliver them to the Buddha's Pure Land. Of course, there is also the power of Amitabha Buddha, Avalokiteshvara, Mahastama Prapta, and all Buddha's, Bodhisattvas' retinue, their assembly, their attendants, combined together, and that which makes it possible. Our Dharma transmission today is to transmit the Dharma of Arya Avalokiteshvara, the number one wealthiest person Dharma. From the time I started learning Buddhism, from then until from 26-year-old until now, 79, all these years, so many years, I have not yet heard of someone who transmitted the Dharma of the number one wealthiest person. Strangely, it's so strange that Arya Avalokiteshvara has this Dharma. How come nobody's transmitting it? I've never heard of somebody else teaching, but maybe there is. But I myself have not heard of it. Have you heard of the Dharma practice of the number one wealthiest person? Has anyone received the empowerment for Arya Avalokiteshvara's number one wealthiest person? That is groundbreaking of true Buddhist school. It's an uncommon practice. An uncommon practice is something that is totally different from others, and that makes it uncommon. It's not commonly shared. Originally, like when we learn Buddhism, everyone knows in exoteric Buddhism, Sutrayana Buddhism, use precepts, meditative stability, and wisdom to extinguish greed, wrath, and ignorance. Use precepts, meditative stability, and wisdom to extinguish greed, wrath, and ignorance. It's different in Tantric Buddhism. Vimalakirti Sutra teaches us that actually craving or greed, wrath, and ignorance can also be Buddha Dharma. Let me now ask everyone, is anyone here who is not greedy, has no cravings? Is there anyone who is totally not greedy and doesn't crave anything? If there is such a person, please raise your hand. No one's raising their hands. There are actually three kinds of greed. Greed or craving for wealth. Greed or craving for sensual pleasures. And greed or craving for reputation or fame. In Tantric Buddhism, it's possible to carry out spiritual cultivation through greed or craving. When a person is in the world, human being would crave wealth, sensual pleasures, or fame or reputation. So in esoteric Buddhism, there is Tan Dao Xiu, which is using greed as a means to cultivate spiritually. So if there are people who say they're not greedy or they crave nothing, then they also don't wish to receive the Dharma transmission of the number one wealthiest person. There are such people, but such people are called fools. Or how can there be somebody who in this world who doesn't crave anything? There are people who say they don't crave anything, they only want to become Buddhas. Let me tell you, when you say you want to become a Buddha, that's also a craving. That's also a greed. Okay, then let's not become a Buddha, let's become a Bodhisattva. Everything for sentient beings. When you say that, actually, everything for sentient beings is also a craving. It's also a greed. Okay, then let's not do it for sentient beings. Let's become arhats. Well, becoming an arhat is also a craving. Even if you want to go to heavens, I don't want to go to hell, I want to go to heavens, that's also a craving. Why don't you go down to the netherworld, the hells? Because it's not good, so you don't want to go down. But when you want to go to the heavens, then that's also a kind of craving. What are you craving? You are craving pleasure. You are craving freedom from suffering. That's also a kind of craving. So there's only one kind of person who doesn't crave anything, and that's a fool. What happens for a fool? Basically, emptiness. Grandmaster speaks in Taiwanese dialect, sort of like a pun for somebody who's like muddle-headed, or so there are a lot of such people locked up in mental asylums. Okay, so today Arya Avalokiteshvara has a lot of compassion for sentient beings, and so I'll speak about the main points today, and in the future you can transform it into like a procedure, a ritual, a liturgy, or sadhana. The main point is the mudra. The mudra of Arya Avalokiteshvara is forming number one. It signifies number one. This is the mudra. Two hands inwardly clasping and leaving just the right thumb. That's the only finger that's standing. This is the mudra of Arya Avalokiteshvara. And this is the number one wealthiest person in the world. This thumb of the right hand standing up, pointing at the heavens. When you form this mudra, all the wealth deities will listen to your command when you form this mudra. Look at Arya Avalokiteshvara's mudra. It means number one in the world. Now everyone knows this mudra. The mudra of number one in the world. Avalokiteshvara has compassion for the beings of the six realms. And going with the flow of affinity with the sentient beings, they are craving for fame, reputation. In esoteric Buddhism, if you crave fame or reputation, there is the Gurukula magnetization practice, which allows one to gain great fame. Gurukula and Raga Raja. Aizen, that's the Japanese name of the Raga Raja. Through these two practices, one can gain great fame. If you have a craving for sensual pleasures in esoteric Buddhism, in China's 5,000 years of history, even Taoism also has a practice that relates to the craving for sensual pleasures. After the Zhou dynasty, during Qin dynasty and Han dynasty, there was a focus or emphasis on less cravings, less desires to keep your Jing and Qi. So that's like your essence and your breath. This kind of method of cultivation was prevalent during the Qin dynasty, and then when it reached the Wei Jin dynasty, it taught 多种义. 多种义指精华. Which is different from the Qin and Han dynasty, which emphasized little desires and keeping one's essence and qi. That's like the teachings of Lao Tzu. But during the time of Wei and Qin dynasties, a lot of methods, a lot of Taoist methods, like only qi remains, and there's non-leakage. Then there was Wang Yang Ming. And then there was another method, totally annihilating humans' desires. But during those two times, during the Qin and Han dynasty, that was like the Lao Tzu kind of thinking. The less desires you have, the better. So you can guard or keep your essence and your qi, and this would aid longevity. This would enable longevity and good health. Having less desires, guard essence and qi, jing and qi. So then, at a later time, there were a lot more methods. Non-leakage of essence and qi, which is sort of related to like Tibetan esoteric Buddhism. What is this 接枝法? Right now in botany, there is a lot of they use these integration of like you have a guava and a watermelon and you put them together and you have a guava that's as big as a melon. That's a watermelon. This is 接枝 method. Put them together. And they get stronger, and in the future maybe there's a way to find this method. What Eastern people in the East eat rice, people in the West eat noodles. So you have grain and watermelon, put it together and you have a grain of rice as big as a watermelon. A grain of rice that is as big as a watermelon. Then forever you only need to eat one grain of rice and you'll be totally full. You'll be very full. This is called 裁切 method. And this 裁切 method is a little similar to the consort practice in Tibetan esoteric Buddhism. So this falls on the category of Tan Dao Xiu, which is so what we're talking about today is craving for wealth practice, spiritual cultivation through the craving of wealth. So when you practice through the craving of fame, then there is Kurukula practice, and there is Ragaraja Dharma. So there is a consort practice. This falls under like practices pertaining to sensual pleasures. So actually in Taoism, they also have a similar practice. When two become one, then it becomes very powerful. In Tibetan Buddhism, it's also the same. When two merge into one, then there is a lot of power. You can see light. You can see your Idam deity. You can attain spiritual response with your Idam deity. You can become accomplished. You can transform into light. And all the qi and channels in your body will become smooth flowing, emit light, and you attain great bliss, infinite boundless bliss, infinite light. Your Buddha nature is infinite, merges into the universe. This is accomplishment. So this is what is known as the consort practice. This can be we can talk more about this next time, but today we are focusing on Arya Avalokiteshvara's craving for wealth practice. So Grandmaster says no craving. Why do I say I have no craving? Because when I receive, I will give it to Sheng Yen Lu Foundation. I do not use it for selfish purposes. I never buy anything. Apart from topping up my gas tank, my petrol tank, I never buy anything. I've never bought a single thing. I never spend any money. I don't waste anything. In the future, everything will be given away, including all the things in my body, they'll be given away. So is Grandmaster the #1 wealthiest person? It can also be said, frankly speaking, the car that you drive, it just so happened that my Rolls Royce broke down these past few days, so I sent it to the mechanic. Otherwise, I would be driving the premium Rolls Royce and a premium Maserati, a sports car. The things I wear that I'm adorned with are also premium. They have been offered by disciples. My two cars, Rolls Royce and Maserati, were both offered by Dharma Sister Hanifa. I've mentioned this so many times. So whenever disciples see Grandmaster driving these cars and you think that it's Grandmaster so extravagant, or, well, that's not the case. Those are actually from disciples. So what I'm wearing, it's all rubies, or 100万, like 1 million USD. The cost? I'm wearing 1 million USD. After I disclose this, then I need to lock it up, otherwise it might be stolen. Let's not talk about anything else. This watch that I'm wearing, it's 3P. There is an AP. So there are 3 very famous branded watches. So this is one of them. Including my famous persona, this person. I drive a luxury car. I eat very good food, and everything is good. So if I'm not a number 1 wealthiest person, then who? If I'm a very poor monk and I'm sitting here on the Dharma throne telling you about the number 1 wealthiest person practice, will you believe it? Of course not. Only a pig would believe it. As a joke, somebody said, "You are a pig," and then the person replies, 才怪, which means of course not, or something like that. So somebody will retort, I'm definitely not 猪才怪. Okay, this joke is a little hard. This is a joke. Grandmaster is not the number 1 wealthiest person in the human world. I am the number 1 wealthiest person in the heavenly realm. When you practice the Arya Avalokiteshvara Dharma, the number 1 wealthiest person practice, there are 2 main significant points. The first, you would receive, you become a Buddha, a Bodhisattva. This is the number 1 wealthiest person in the heaven. And when you practice this Dharma, and then in the human realm, in the short, fleeting lifespan of human, you would become the number 1 wealthiest person in the human realm. Those who are not here today, with the exception of those who registered as means applicants and were not able to come because the air tickets were too expensive and accommodations too expensive or food is too expensive, as long as you registered as a means applicant, you will be blessed. And if you registered and you're here in attendance, you would also become the number one wealthiest person. On what basis can you become the number one wealthiest person? Because you attain the true Bodhi heart of Arya Avalokiteshvara. When you attain spiritual response with Arya Avalokiteshvara, you will naturally become the number one wealthiest person in the celestial realm as well as the human realm, and you will be able to attain both. This is Arya Avalokiteshvara's compassion to enable beings to cultivate through craving for wealth. The mudra, this is the mudra, the number one wealthiest person mudra. This mudra is able to command the wealth deities to all come and help you. This is the mudra of Arya Avalokiteshvara. Those who did not come and did not receive the empowerment in person, as long as they registered as a means applicant, as long as you visualize yourself receiving the empowerment, then it is equivalent to your having received the empowerment. If you are watching over the internet, visualize yourself attaining the Dharma, the empowerment of later. Some people will be watching over the internet. Visualize yourself entering, walking underneath the empowerment banners, and the Dharma would stream empowering oneself, then this person would also receive the empowerment. So Buddha Dharma is omnipresent. Buddha is omnipresent. Arya Avalokiteshvara is omnipresent. To receive this wealth, first is the mudra. The mudra. The thumb signifies number one person in the world, number one in the world. This is very uncommon, but this is also the true Arya Avalokiteshvara mudra. This is the number one mudra. The second main point is the mantra, Avalokiteshvara's mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. Bhatsa Datsa Butsa Guruya Soha. Guruya Soha.
Om Mani Padme Hum. Datsa Butsa Guruya Soha.
Later, they will play the mantra music, and this mantra, the Arya Avalokiteshvara's mantra of the number one wealthiest person, is What is the meaning of the second part of the mantra? Guruya means number one. Datsa Butsa means all resources, all great resources, one is replete with all the greatest resources, the greatest wealth. So the second part means that may this wish be fulfilled, be perfectly fulfilled. So your wish will be fulfilled, and you will be replete with great resources and wealth. This is the second key point. You have to recite, no matter how many times you recite the mantra, as long as you cultivate this practice and attain spiritual response with yogic union with Arya Avalokiteshvara, then in this lifetime you would prosper. How would you prosper? You would have you have money to spend, and you can spend it in any way you like, and you will not run out of money. So where does this money come from? Well, in the past there was a song, "Where does the wind come from?" Who sing, "Where does the money come from?" Let me tell you, the person who won the Taiwanese Great Lottery is here present in our midst. But I can't disclose it. If I reveal it, then his or her son and daughter would know. This person really won the lottery. And the one who won the U.S. lottery, we know Lotus Somai. Somebody won the lottery 3 billion Taiwanese dollars. There are also a few other people who won the lottery. We have people in the U.S. who won the lottery, people in Taiwan who won the lottery, people in Singapore who won the sweepstakes or lottery, who's also here today. Those who won the lottery in Australia is also here today. The one from Australia, the one from Singapore, the one from Malaysia, from Thailand, from Taiwan. Those who won the lottery in the countries I just mentioned are all present today. How do I know? Because the Australian disciple, I will not reveal his or her name. This person told me the moment I stepped into the kitchen, the person gave me a stack of. And then I was like shocked. Why is this person giving me so much? Does this person owe me money? He or she doesn't owe me. So why is it such a big stack? Or then in the end, he or she told me that this person had won the lottery. This person is from Australia. There's also somebody else who came for a spiritual consultation and told me that he or she had won. So this person was able to buy an air ticket. And when we were carrying out a Homo ceremony, they won the lottery and they came over and they huge stack, so my bag is really heavy right now. If you practice this Dharma, where does the money come from? It can come from winning the lottery. What kind of wealth deity practices do we have? We have the white Jambala practice. We have the red Jambala practice. We have the red Manohara Vasudhara practice. Who's familiar with Dharma Sister Ying? Does she still win the lottery now? She uses the hook of red Manohara Vasudhara. She says that Master Hui Chun conducted a ceremony at our cultivation venue and interviewed this Dharma Sister Ying, and she was also chanting the red Manohara Vasudhara mantra. And then when she was chanting the mantra, there was the feeling of great power. And not just her, there were also other disciples who also often won the lottery. Let me tell you, she doesn't need to work. She won the lottery consecutively, continuously, from the time of the red Manohara Vasudhara Dharma ceremony. How many years has it been? 10 over years. From the very first time that Grandmaster transmitted the red Manohara Vasudhara Dharma, it's been 10 years. Okay, please sit down. Using the hook of red Manohara Vasudhara, she hooks money, and she has been doing this for 10 years, and she wins every year, every single year. In addition, Golden Mother's instant wealth practice, there is Lotus Somai, who practice the instant wealth practice and instantly won the lottery. The night before he won the lottery, he saw a lot of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, and even Grandmaster manifesting to him and telling him, you will win the lottery. And then he spent a little bit of money. He bought like a lottery ticket, and then he really won the lottery. He or she. And the wife dreamed that they would win the lottery. So she looked at the television to check the numbers, and when they realized it matched, they danced the whole night and were not able to sleep. They won the number one special prize of the lottery. And then the Taiwan lottery, 3 billion Taiwanese dollars. Jackpot. There's also a singer, celebrity. It's also not convenient to reveal or disclose the celebrity's name who won the lottery. There's also someone who won, who's also here and present here today. with us right now won the lottery. Only Shimu and I know. Other people do not know. And the person who won knows. There are really many, many people who won the lottery. Countless. Where does the money come from? If you practice this Dharma, Arya Avalokiteshvara, Arya Avalokiteshvara's #1 wealthiest person in the world, you would receive the celestial wealth of the heavens as well as the fleeting wealth in the human realm. So now you have received the pith instructions, mantra, mudra, and now finally offerings. The offerings that you make are not ordinary offerings, not your common offerings. You have to make 3 kinds of very special offerings. The first plate is 5 gems, 5 types of gems. This plate contains the 5 gems. There is 1 kg of gold, 1 kilogram of gold.
1 kilo golden, huh? 1公斤的黄金啊，这是真的啊。
This is real gold.
起来都很重啊。
It feels heavy when I raise it. Hold it up.
都有点发抖啊。
Here, my hand is shaking when I hold it up.
6万块钱美金。
It's 60,000 USD.
在涨价的时候啊，7万。
When gold prices were on the rise, it was 70,000 USD.
1公斤的黄金人家买不出来。等一下再跟大家讲啊。
I'll tell more later. I'll speak more about this later. Silver. So you need gold, silver, pearl,
还有宝石
and gemstones.
金银珍珠宝石
Pearl, gemstones,
水晶
crystal.
宝石水晶这是5宝。
These are the 5 kinds of treasures.
这5种，当然你说要你供这1 kilo 的。
Of course, when we ask you to make such offerings, 1 kilogram of gold, people would not be able to afford or be able to do this. You can offer gold foil.
贡品哦，你像你供这个1公斤的黄金啊
，1 kg of gold.
晚上也要收起来。
You would have to lock it up at night.
人家到你坛城。
Otherwise, if people go to visit your shrine, they would take it away.
等一下要收好，不然等一下会被摸走。
So we need to keep this properly, or it will be taken away.
这是5宝，第一个要供5宝。
This is a plate of the 5 treasures.
第二个
The first type of offering.
色绸丝。
The second kind of offering is 5 colored silk cloth.
5种颜色的绸丝布。
5 colors.
绸也可以。
Silk cloth of 5 different colors.
最贵的布。
The most expensive cloth.
绸丝布，把它叠成这样子。
You can fold and stack it up.
要贡品。
And
第2盘。
this is the second plate of offerings that you have to prepare.
盘要供5谷。
The third is you have to offer 5 types of grain. Does everyone know what the 5 types of grains are?
这是
There's rice, barley, or wheat, beans, bean sesame, and rice, and beans. So these are 5 types of grain. These 3 plates of offerings are different. So you need to offer the 5 treasures, the 5 colored silk cloth, 5 types of grain. And the key point is on the dedication. When making the offering, you have to visualize the 5 types of treasures multiplying to fill up the entire empty space, and so much that it cannot be exhausted. You're not able to use so much. Or eat so much 5 types of grain. And you will not be able to finish wearing all the 5 types of cloth. So if you're not able to use up, exhaust all those gems, then if this is not the number 1 wealthiest person in the world, then what is? So, if you hit a gold mine, you will not be able to exhaust your supply of gold, silver, so you can't finish using all those resources, you can't finish eating, using, and spend. You can't finish spending all that you have. You have so much that it cannot be exhausted. You have gold and silver and gems that you cannot finish using, clothes that you're not able to finish wearing, food that you will not run out of. So if this is not the number 1 wealthiest person, then what is? So these 3 types of offering items is completely different from everything else. The usual 5 types of offerings would be flowers, incense, light, tea, fruit. The dedication is also different. After you finish the cultivation of how do you make the dedication? As the main point is that you're not able to exhaust your supply of resources, gold, silver, etc., and you're not able to finish your supply of clothing. You're not able to finish eating, like using up all your supply of food. You have lots of houses, properties. So if you're not able to become accomplished during this lifetime, then you would definitely become accomplished in the coming lifetime, in the next lifetime. So these are the 3 keys: mantra, mudra, and also the offering items. One mantra, one mudra, and the last is the offerings. The Dharma practice is actually the same, completely the same as the Dharma practices of other deities, Yidam deities. So when you practice the Arya Avalokiteshvara practice, it's equivalent to practicing the Dharma of Avalokiteshvara. The difference is the mantra, the difference is the mudra, and also the offerings. There are three kinds that are different. So these are the keys. And also there is the content, which is different. When one becomes the number one wealthiest person, one also becomes a Buddha. Becoming the number one wealthiest person in the world, you can kick someone else aside. You can kick Bill Gates out of the way. Like the founder of the electric vehicle, or the whole planet is yours. Not just the planet, the earth, the whole universe will belong to you. When you become accomplished in this spiritual practice, then you become Buddha and the whole universe becomes yours. Isn't that equivalent to the whole universe belonging to you? So later, when you're receiving the empowerment, form this mudra, form this number one in the world mudra, which can command all the wealth deities in the world to come and help you. If you don't become wealthy, then don't always keep coming to me with a very sorrowful voice, that face that you have no money. Cultivate this practice of Arya Avalokiteshvara, the number one wealthiest person practice. If you don't prosper in this lifetime, then you become wealthy in the next lifetime. You will definitely become wealthy in the next lifetime. If you did not come to attend this Dharma ceremony, I cannot say that you'll become a beggar. As long as you have registered for the ceremony and attend, you will be part of this. You'll be able to receive the blessing. The mantra, the mudra is different, the offerings are different. The mantra is different. Om Mani Padme Hum. This is Arya Avalokiteshvara. Oh, I have not said any jokes today. What I've said today is not a joke. This is the truth. I'm speaking honest, true words. Tomorrow I can crack jokes. Tomorrow's Homa is also very important. Let me tell you, humans have wealth and gold and silver, but you also need to match it with a healthy body. The Maho Tara Heruka Homa tomorrow, it can help us to eradicate our illness illnesses. If you have the greatest wealth but you don't have a healthy body, then what use is the wealth? So being the number one wealthiest person in the world needs to be matched with having a healthy body. This is really number one. This is 70,000 USD. This is 1 million USD. It's not Indonesian rupiah. It's not Taiwanese dollars.
United States is American money.
It's United States dollars. 1 million US dollars. It's true. Not kidding. 1 million. Just this piece in the center, all the red gemstones. In the beginning, when this person, this disciple gave it to me, offered, he said $1 million. I thought it was Taiwanese dollars, and then it turned out to be US dollars. Who was present that day who can be a witness or give a testimonial? Please stand up and say. Was it really 1 million US dollars? Yes. Who said 1 million USD? The one who gave. Yes. Announce the name? No, we cannot disclose the person's name. It's really 1 million US dollars. A lot of people were around, standing around, and their jaws dropped open, and they were not able to shut their jaws. And when I took this piece, I had to ask Golden Mother. I told her, I would like to bring this back to the States. What should I do? How can I? And then Golden Mother said, you can bring it back. So I took it out and brought it with me. When we were going through the X-ray machine, we had to, we were brought aside they were searching for gemstones and precious jewels. So it happened that Shimu brought a lot of baggage, and so the person went through each luggage case one by one, and Grandmaster's case was right at the bottom, a very small case, and then the officer asked, what's inside? And then Grandmaster Shimu was able to explain in detail like what was in each piece of baggage. And then after opening and checking the first baggage, then the officer asked to check the second piece of baggage, and Shimu was also able to explain, and then it matched what she said, and then the officer asked to check the third piece of baggage, and then finally there was the last piece of luggage with the jewel, and I took it up and I put it on the machine and I opened it, and he said, I'm tired. Too tired. I don't need to check anymore. And pass. So, Golden Mother said, this piece will pass without any problems. You can bring it back. And it really turned out to be no problem. Look, 1 million USD. If it had been found out, how much tax would I have to pay? So I have to keep it properly at night. So later on, everyone would have to receive. Later on, everyone would be receiving the empowerment for this Dharma. So what's important is the mantra, mudra, and the offerings. So you would receive the greatest wealth in heaven and also become the wealthiest person in the human realm. So everyone here would be a wealthy person. So so those who made it here today, it's worth the trip. It's totally worth it. Grandmaster speaking in Taiwanese sound like presidential. You can run for presidency. So the candidates also send their congratulatory messages. Congratulating and wishing that the grand ceremony will be a success. So this person is also one of the wealthiest people in Ge Taiming is also, he also sent his congratulatory message. That's why I asked, how come we didn't state what this person, Ge Taiming, said when he sends us his congratulatory message? Then we should report what he said, because all the others are not the number one wealthiest people. So in the future, at the very least, all of us will be like Ge Taiming. Will be as rich as him, and also be able to cultivate, and also become accomplished in Buddha Dharma, and also become and also be able to give to sentient beings. I have not spoken any jokes. No, I cannot say any jokes. Today what I'm saying is all true words. Okay. It's an uncommon practice because I've never seen anybody else in esoteric Buddhism transmitting such a practice of the number one wealthiest person. So it's an uncommon practice belonging only to true Buddhist school. Om Mani Padme Hum.